Good morning. It's sliding into afternoon. I'm actually home for a change, right? Believe it or not, it's been 4 weeks. This is the fourth week, right? Between going to the farm, going to Mississippi, Mardi Gras parade, back to Mississippi, back to the farm, and to back home just to go to on stage. So that's what my life has been like for the last 3.5 weeks, right? Busy, busy, but it's all been lots of fun, and I've posted things of all the different fun things that we're doing. So, but today, right, it'll be the first day that I've actually hands-on crafting with you live. So, with that, we're going to work with the beautiful butterflies, and we're going to make an Easter card, but we're going to mix and match. And the first thing I'm going to do before we even get to making the Easter card is I'm going to show you what I did with the die set, because this is a hybrid embossing folded die set that we have with the beautiful butterflies. And I'm not going to make the actual butterfly piece that I'm going to show you today, but I'm going to get it started for you so we can finish it up next week, or I might do a reel so you can see how it's done, right? Because I want to make an Easter card today, and I have a different version of Easter card I want to do next week too, because believe it or not, Easter's not that far away. If you don't have it on your calendar, April the 20th. So it'll be here before we know it, right? So if you can get your cards made and get them out in the mail, you might want to think about starting to make them now, right? So with that, let's go down the hands. I'm going to show you a little bit what we're going to do, and I'm going to also show you a few of the swap cards, just a few. I am going to do a live, and you'll just have to watch the posting the day and time to show you some of the stuff that's coming your way that we got all from when we went to on stage. And I'm also going to show you and post some of the various swaps. So what is a card swap? Card swap is this: I make a design of a card and you make a design of the card, and we just swap. I give you one of mine, you give me one of yours. So I have plenty of those. I mostly have about 30 or more. I didn't even count them, right? So that's what it's about. Let's go ahead and let's see about this beautiful butterflies, and we'll see about making that Easter card. All right, let's go down the hands. Let's do this. So yes, so I'm using today. So this is the beautiful butterfly, and actually I made this at my friend's home, Bridget Boyd, down in Mississippi. In fact, when I came home today and was looking for my stamp set and all, I realized I never used mine. I used hers. So I made this, and I made this, I made this, and I made this, just to give you a teaser for next week. Okay, so before I start the Easter card, I want to show you the beginnings of this, right? Because it's all about the die. Okay, so let me set this aside because I want to at least show you that and show you the beautiful paper, because this is paper's not with the set. So when you go to the die, here's what the die looks like. So there's various different dies in here. Here's the embossing folder, and I didn't bring all the dies, I just brought this one here. But I want to show you that right here if you see this big butterfly here, it has a die that when you sit up there and you place the die in here, it's not this one. I wanted to show you how the basics of this one, but I want to show you how this works. So this isn't the correct one, but you put the metal piece right in a shape just like this here, and it fits perfectly. So what I usually do, and I'll show you again next week when we finish this up. So what I do usually is I'll put my paper, my cardstock down wherever I'm going to cut out or emboss. In this case, it's cut out and emboss both. And I make sure it's on this side, and I just sort of flip it like that, and I sit there and die cut that out. So when you see this right here, some of this right here, what you see going on, some of this is where I die cut it out. See here, so I never waste anything. I use the die, and I sit there and just, it embosses. So it embosses the image as well as die cut simultaneously. So I'll show you that next week, but I want to at least tease you and let you look at it and see some of the things I've made, because we'll make another Easter card next week. But I want to at least show you what we got going on, right? So let me go ahead and show you this here. So this is actually, if you look at this here, we got some guides right up here at the top, and it's going to cut. You see these are right here that's going to cut. All right, so let me go ahead and grab my paper, because this will be the beginning of what we work on next week. Because I'm going to do the Easter card. I'm going to do an Easter card next week, and I'm going to do one this week. And see how this, we're just going to line this up right there. So if you're scared, if you're concerned, I shouldn't say scared, don't be scared, it's just paper, right? If you're concerned it's going to move, then just use a piece of Post-it note. And I'm looking, I haven't been home, so I'm looking all around me because I know I've got Post-it notes everywhere. So I don't know what you're like when you sit there and travel, but for me, I still have unpacking. I've unpacked enough to wash all my clothes, right? And let me get this up so you can see this a little bit better. So I've at least done that, right? I've at least unpacked, so I can wash my dirty clothes and unpack so I can at least start to get things organized. All right, so I want you to see, so we get you better lighting there. You're just going to want, it's got these little lines, like I said, you've got these little lines right here. And it's on both sides. And you're going to just line this up right like there on the edge, just like this. And I'm going to actually put mine down with a Post-it note, believing it's not going to move on me. It shouldn't, but just in case. All right. So actually, yes, I did this all in Mississippi. When I was at my friend's house, she let me have free reign of her crafting area. How nice is that, right? Okay, so I got this on this side here like I'm left-handed, and I'm not left-handed, but I can crank left-handed just as well as I can the other way. Okay, so I'm just running that through, and you see how it's going to come through? And I'm just going to keep on until it comes out. I'll put this aside. And we'll make a trip on that. And we're going to peel it off. And you're going to see here. Alright, so it looks like I missed it just a smidgen. And that's okay. I don't sweat the small stuff. To me, a lot of that stuff is small stuff. I'll just go ahead and take my scissors and, like I didn't quite get it on the edge. So you really want to get, see, you can see the little mark there? You really want it like exactly on the edge. I thought I did, but I didn't. So I'm just going to do this. Because you know what? I sat there, and when I did this originally at my friend's house, we were just housed in Mississippi. Right? Just cut all that out of the way. So yeah, I actually emboss this. So what you're going to see next week is I'm going to emboss this. So I'm going to actually have one like this. And what I will do, I'll do it right now for you. So when you look at the one I originally created, you can see I embossed it. Okay? So when you emboss it, right, there's nothing wrong with embossing it. Just keep in mind, now if I plan on writing a sentiment here, then I need something to write on, or a stamp, right? So I can either add it on there, or I can come along and take what I just did and add it just like this right here. So it's flat on the inside. So that's what I plan on doing. So then what I'm going to do, so this is what we're going to finish and show you how to make next week. I just want to get it started for you and show you what it's like. And then what I would do, since I'm going to use this on the inside of that, I'll do another one to show you again next week, and I'll emboss it for you. I'm just going to cut it like this so it'll fit right on the inside of what I just showed you, so I can sit up there and put a sentiment on a flat surface. Okay? So that's how easy it is to make your own card. And if you'll check my postings during the week, I'm going to show you only one person at On Stage actually gave, that I received, that actually had this, where they used this right here, and it actually made a card, and I'll show you that as well too when I show you all of my swaps. Okay, so let me put that aside. Let's forge on with what we got today. So when I tell you I've used several different ones, I did. And my cross that I'm making is basic white, 5/8 of an inch by 3 3/4. I started off with 3 3/4 of an inch, but it was too wide. And so I went ahead and sized it down to 5/8 of an inch. I liked it better. So the base of the cross is 3 3/4, and it was 2 1/4. I'll just put that right there for you so you can see that to the side. Okay. So yes, if you have comments or whatever, just let me know, and I'll respond if I can see it. Okay, And then at the end, I'm going to show you 4 swaps from the retreat. I'm not sure, that was broken from something, okay? All right, so this here is from the Everyday Arches dies, and there are several of them. So when I tell you I mix match, I mix matched, all right? So you can use these for a number of things. But I used it, right, so I just layered it. When you do that, something like this, you just layer it like this, right? And you use Post-it note to hold everything in place. And that's what I did. And then when I sit up there in this, you're going to see that this is part of it as well. Okay, and again, when you sit there and you use these right here, and I can show you. Let's see if this is the right one. Yes. So see how that fits? So when you go and you fold your paper in half, and you'll have all the measurements. This is in the free class to go. And you'll get all the measurements and everything. So you just put this on the edge, right? So this is the cutting part. So you just put it on the edge so it doesn't cut, so that it sits up there and opens for you. All right? Because we can put our cross on here in a sentiment. And this one is just like the next level up, just to give it a little wiggle room. Right? So when you go to open that up, I believe I did that. Let's see if I did that. I might have did it once and I changed my mind. Okay, I changed. Yeah, there you go. You can see. So it's just going to give me a little bit of a smidgen of an opening there, right? So these are really nice because you can do that. I could literally just make a big card just out of this right here. And maybe I will for next week or not. I'm not sure. I got several Easter cards I'm working on. So the thing is, we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. I'm just going to use regular adhesive or you use glue. But I've got enough room here that I can at least put the adhesive on here. So we're going to do this here. We'll get it down. And then we're going to get our cross made. And you're going to see how that's going to come about too. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this paper out of the way for us here. Now, so I have this one on the outside, and you're just going to want to line it up with the way we cut it, right? So I did it, at first I did it with 1/4 inch showing of the yellow, and I didn't like it. So I went back, and I came back, and I just made this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I would just have this all around, okay? So it'd be just like that right there, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the inside. And it's going to be in the background, okay? So you have to keep in mind that when we get through with this, this is actually going to open up and it's going to be just like this here, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down too. Now, I found this is vellum. This is the vellum that goes with the floral paper. Actually, it came in a suite, but you know, you can get it just individually, right? But it's just pretty. And it's going to be on the inside of them, so I'm not really too worried. So I'm going to, but I did this the same way, right? Because this is my Easter card, my focus is going to be on Resurrection Sunday, right? Oops, let me get on the edge. Let's draw this in. So I just want, for sure, what I want to do is I'm doing it from edge to edge, right? And you know what? If I don't like that, just flip it over. It's not directional. This one isn't. Sometimes you have to watch and make sure whatever you're working with is directional or not. I just want it on the edge, right? It's not perfectly on the edge on the inside. That's okay. I just want at least over here on the side edge, right? Okay. So again, so just so you can see how it's working and coming together, it's going to go here. And then when we open it up, it'll be right here. Okay? So part of it was looking at what is it going to look like when I open it up. That's the important thing. Okay? All right. So let's get our pieces together. And I even brought got different colors of ink that we're going to work with. And I also have a blending brush that I brought up as well, too. So I'm looking how I managed to do that because this is all in an envelope. And if I don't, oh, here it is right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's take our cross. So you can see what we're going to do with the cross is I did emboss it. And we have a number of different embossings that we have right here. And I'm just going to put it together right here. And I'm just going to use, I'm just going to use glue. Because when I sit there and have something embossed, I really like to use glue. Especially because it's all different heights and everything else. Just going to put it right there. And that is like a really quick. piece of glue there, right? For all the times I checked. So I just made sure when I made this cross, I made sure that I had 3/4 of an inch, since this is 3/4 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch here. Then I made sure the same thing was on each side, so I've got equal amounts on every side here. Okay, so it's going to go like this. And then we're going to take it right here, and it's going to come up here, and we're going to put it on dimensionals, and we're going to add around it, all right? So before we add to it, let me show you what it's going to look like and see what we think. And I'm just going to use the back side of one of these because, oh, you know what? We can use the back side of this because nobody's going to see this, right? It's going to be on the back side and glued down. So lots of times I'll do that because I can, right? All right, so this is actually Lemon Lolly. So you can see that I've got, oops, don't mess up my cross. Thank you. So you can see I'm going to have a lot of white going on here, right? And this is Easter Sunday. So I sit there and I wanted to be bright and cheerful. So I'm going to actually use this here. And what we want to do is we want to make sure when you come down, it's not like going to be a heavy coming down, right? I just want it lightly to come down. And if I did do it heavy, I would do it like right here. And but I just want to give a little bit of yellow, right? Not a lot. Just a little. And you can see it's just really, really, really light. Believe it or not, I added extra ink to this yesterday when I was finishing up some projects. So yes, when I go out of town like I did, not only did I create at my friend's house, but I also created on the bed at the hotel room. See how that's going to look? So it's a little bit of color, but not a lot. So again, because it's the same side and use the back side, you can see how that's going to shape up, right? So you can add as much or as little as you want. But I like that right now, and I can always come back and add if I wanted to later with a sponge or something else. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, and I'm really going to believe my cross is going to get ready to dry so I can do other things besides knocking it off. Okay? So you can see how much it's going to take this up, and that's what I wanted to do. So again, I'm just going to take this here and put that over there, believing it's going to dry. And I'm just going to gently put it right. I just want it to look like it's got a glow, right? Alright, so it's like right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. But we are not through. We are just like getting going because we got stamping to do. Because I've got He Is Risen. So He Is Risen is out of the Faith collection. Alright. So I'm going to put this here. Here. So a lot of changes is going on. We got, we went to On Stage, where we spent several days in Raleigh, North Carolina. So a lot of exciting things are happening, right? Coming up. One of the things that if you are not part of my newsletter, you want to get it. There is a rewards, it's a rewards program coming up. So that if you buy, it won't be until April the 15th. It's coming April the 15th. So when you buy $20 or more of Stampin' Up! Products, you're going to get 10% rewards to use in the future. And you have 1 year, you can collect as many rewards as you want and then spend them when you want, but you have a year to spend them. So that's some of the exciting things going on. So I'm just going to put this right here, okay? And I'm going to come here, I'm going to go ahead and put this on here because I'm going to go ahead and start working on my butterflies here and getting them on here. Get this out, and we're going to stamp. So I'm really not sure. We're going to have to decide what color we want to stamp He Is Risen. So we're just going to put this in here just like this right here. And we're going to scooch it. I'm going to center it, right? I'm going to center it. And if I don't have that low enough, I can redo that, okay? But it should fit, because I had tested out beforehand. There you go. Because you got to keep in mind, this left side is going to be a little bit less than this other side, right? Because I allowed for it to open up, okay? So let me at least get some. Let me use glue. At least glue is forgiving, right? If I press down this too much, it's not going to be forgiving for me. So yeah. Alright. I can wiggle it just a little bit. So I'm going to put this down, but I'm going to make sure this is over to the left just a smidgen because I know that part of it's not embossed like that. And I'm just going to do it like right here. Okay? And that way it can open. That way it'll be there. Okay? And it's sort of centered. If you need to scoot it over a little bit more, then just scoot it over a little bit more, okay? Because it's on vellum, and like I say, glue is a little bit more forgiving. Just trying to see if I need to move it a little bit more. And the thing is, too, with vellum, is I can actually pull this off if I need to and reposition it. And it's very forgiving in that aspect, okay? All right, so from here, I have my butterflies. So I actually had planned on aligning my butterflies up here, and then I'm going to have some coming right up here. Okay, so one's going to be right up here, and we're going to get our He Is Risen. I'm actually going to put this down with a glue dot because, oh gosh, now see, I had just got glue all over that right there. It's like, go figure. If I was actually trying to do that, I can get the glue out, and here it is oozing out the top of there. So I'm just going to put a glue dot here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this on up over here. And I just want to make sure it's to the right, okay? And you can see that if I put it to the right, it's still going to close in an envelope. So that's what you want to make sure is if you need to move it, see how it's going to look like it might be on the edge. So that's fine. I can move it just a little bit higher. I just want to make sure the glue dot is on this side, right? And then I'll be able to close the card. But it's here. But you can still flex those butterflies any way you want to, right? Okay, so let's get our stamp here, because we're going to put this on here as well, too, that He Is Risen. I have to make sure it can sit up there, and, all right, let me get this right here. Now, this one's going to have to go on the edge right here, so if I'm going to put it on the edge here, right, it's going to have to go over, like, right here. So I'm going to get a glue dot for there. So it's nice, I've actually made some before too, that I've actually sit there and put like ribbon wrapped around the cross. I haven't found the right ribbon. I might have to go back to some white and just color it the color I want to color it, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that one there. And I can put this one right here too. But let's get He Is Risen, because I'll need to get this in here. And I've got two colors, so I've actually got three colors here, because I want to stamp on the inside. We have got Easter Blessings, but I actually have a Happy Easter stamp we're going to stamp on the inside. Haven't found it yet because I've been busy unpacking, but it's there somewhere. So let's look what this looks like so you have an idea. And I'm just going to stamp on the back side of this. And I'm going to stamp He Is Risen, so we can see what it looks like. Pool Party is a color, so if you're wondering, Pool Party is this color right here in this paper. So I'm going to sit there and stamp it on the back here and see what we think. And in some respects, I like the fact of the flower right there. So let's see what we think here. He Is Risen. So I like to give you choices, right? We're going to put He Is Risen. So that is one choice, right? Okay, let's look at another choice. We're going to clean that off and get us in. So I got several colors, and they all go with this paper, right? Let's see here. So I could easily use, this is like, it's sort of a cross between orange and, right, orange and yellow. So I didn't really want to do that because I don't think I can capture that well. But the other color I can capture is the green, and the green is Old Olive. And again, I'm just going to stamp on the back of one of these because they'll be glued down just so you can see the color difference and see what we think, right? All right, so I sort of like that. That looks really nice, right? So let's go ahead and do that. But we could have done blue, right? It's just as easy to do the blue. And again, let me do the blue again so you can see the comparison. Right? It's all about choices. It's really all about choices, right? So I just think the green really shows up better. The Old Olive. So let's do this one. I've been stamping a bunch of different things. Now, so it's still a lot of white, right? But that's okay. So what can we do if we still got a lot of white? We got a lot of white going on white. And you want to darken it just a little bit. Well, then we can take a sponge, right? So just like we did use this right here to do behind the background of the cross, we can do the same thing, okay? So I'm just going to put down here, he is risen, like right here. Yep. We could even put it in the middle, but I don't really want to put it, I want the cross, right? I want the cross. I'm just going to put it right down here with dimensionals. And it's the same height, so it's not going to, I'm just going to put them to the right of this. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to actually take this yellow here. And I'm just going to go around the edges, okay? Just the edges. So I can either do it with this here, which is not a problem. So again, I'm just going to use the back side of this because nobody knows except you. Or somebody watches the video. So I still got ink on here, right? So it's not like I'm just doing a lot. I'm just sort of doing a subtle. Just enough to, so it's not quite all white, but just a subtle. And you can see that's just very, very soft, right? Just very, very soft. It's left over. And it's just enough so it's not just white on white, right? So I'm going to put this right here. And I brought these miniature bees. The thing with the bees is that they're so small they could be butterflies, right? All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this one up here, right up here. And as a result, I might move this in a minute, but just a second. Let me get my glue dot, and we're going to go ahead and get this one here. So if you didn't want everything just white, again, you could just add a little color by brushing it on there. And I'm just going to put it right here. All right, I got that one there, I got this one here. I'm just going to put this one here. Click on the edge. Okay, well, I don't take the away from the cross, so I've got to sit there and, which is right there, okay? All right, then we're just going to add the bees. And there's gold, right? Now, these are super tiny, and like I said, they're so tiny, you have to really pay attention to what they are, right? So I'm actually going to just add a little gold here, right? Okay, and I'm going to put it a little bit lower. There you go. And then we're going to add another one here. I don't know, but it's always exciting around here for Easter Sunday because we have cascaroni eggs and we have everything going on. I'm just going to add one up here too, okay? So we're just going to add some bling there just like that. And again, we're just going to use some glue that just like got all over my glass mat. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to, so the easiest thing with this is just put a dot of glue, hopefully a very small dot of glue. All right, oops. These are tiny, tiny, tiny. And I'm just going to put it right there on top of that glue. Because it's easier to put the glue on the paper than it is to sit there and try to sit there and put it on the top of back of the little bumblebee. But it doesn't take much, right? You just got to let it dry. Okay, come on. That's exciting. Let me just scoop up some I just had back there. Goodness knows. I got enough back there. My glass mat that just oozed out like there was no tomorrow, like there was a full bottle of glue. So there you go. And I just add them, right? Same thing, I just put one up here. Okay, and I'll take that one here, and I'm just going to put it right up there, right? Bees do whatever bees want to do. So these are actually put on. We're going to have to find the right kind of ribbon. I really want to swag some ribbon around here, and we'll get that there. So when we open this up, there's that bee. So when we open this up, and it's going to open up like this. It acts like it's not really on there good. Okay. And then we're going to stamp this Happy Easter. I haven't found my Happy Easter stamp right here, but I have one. And then what I'm going to do on here is I'm actually going to stamp on the inside. So this is from the Faith collection, where we sat there and die cut out some of this other. And then I'm just going to put this on the inside. Now again, you want to take a look. see what you want. All right, so again, I'm going to use the back side of this. It's no big deal. It's going to be covered. So here's the color options I have. Okay, I really want a more subtle look on the inside of here. So that's what I'm going to do. To get the more subtle look, I'm just going to stamp here once. And then I'm going to just put it, and get that inked very good. I'm going to stick it here. All right, and then I'm just going to stick it right here. All right, and it gives me room to put my Happy Easter up there. And if you want, you can stamp on this side too, right? You can do whatever you want to do. So we're going to put Happy Easter on there as soon as I find my Happy Easter stamp. It's, like I said, I've been away for 4 weeks. Seems like, for sure. If I was home, it was just briefly. So it's going to close like this, and then we're going to have our He is Risen Happy Easter card. All right? So with that, I already showed you what we're going to work on next week to get started, and we're going to make another Easter card. In addition to that, so yes, this is one of the 4 cards that you'll be getting, right? And you'll get some butterfly cards too. And we're going to have another Easter card next Sunday. So I want to show you now some of the swaps that we did, just to finish and wrap up. So here is the swap that I made, and I actually made 3 variations of this here, and I'll find the other 2 of pictures of them. I don't have pictures of them, I have to recreate them. But this is the one I gave to people, and then they gave me a card. So here's one of the cards we had. It's a faith base, right? Be of good courage. And then here's another one that says, hello, friend. You can easily make that an Easter card too, right? So the purpose of swaps is to inspire you, right? We all create differently, different colors. And here's another one that I got as a swap too. So if you ever want to do swaps, you know, we do it as a team, and we do it when we go to different new stuff coming out and all that kind of stuff. Let's try to get these in the picture for you there. So it's just to give you ideas, to inspire you and share, right? So I'll get these posted, and I'll keep on posting them as we go along. Like I said, I've got quite a few, and I'll sit there and share them with you so you can see all the different ideas and the way different people create, right? That's what it's all about, is sharing, right? Creating, sharing, and giving. And that's what we did a lot of at On Stage, when I was in Mississippi, when I was out on the farm. You know, it's all about creating, sharing, and giving no matter where you are, right? It's amazing how you make a difference in someone else's life and how they can make a difference in your life, all right? So I hope you enjoyed it today, because the Beautiful Butterflies is what we're going to focus on, finish focusing up on next week, because that'll be the end of the month pretty much, right? So with that, be blessed. Have an amazing week. I'm going to work on still finishing cleaning up from On Stage, and I'll sit there be doing some lives, so you want to come and check back to see when I'm going to do live. And also you want to check my newsletter, because it'll have things that are coming up, as well as when I'm going to go live and show you all the different things I got from On Stage, as well as showing you some stuff from the new catalog, all right, that we received it On Stage. Be blessed. Have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.